Hi everyone, it's Levi and Natalie with Henley's Happy Trails, and today we are going to be talking about our work camping experience with Christmas Decor in Knoxville.
They are a franchise that is all around the country, but we worked at this one, and they set up and take down Christmas lights and decorations from homes and residential areas.
So for the month of January, we participated in the Takedown portion, and we worked with other work campers and locals as well to just take down these decorations, lights, wreaths, and garlands. And so as employees, we were required to go on ladders. Some of us went on the roof to take down these decorations. You're taking down lights from trees, from bushes, from the ground, and then you're storing them in their central warehouse.
As far as training that was provided, the training was rather informal and most of it was kind of on the job. They did have a 2-hour kind of session where they told you how to roll the lights and what to do with things. But for the most part, the takedown only lasts a month, so there's not an extensive amount of training that goes into taking down stuff.
Ideally during takedown, you're working Monday through Friday, but the weather plays a big role, so if we ever had rain, it was typically canceled for the day or we went into work a little bit later. And then hours that we worked, it was 8 a.m. to 5-ish, so taking away that 30-minute lunch that was provided, you were kind of working anywhere from 8 to 9 hours a day. If there was inclement weather, then we would work like a Saturday, but we never worked Sundays.
We kind of touched on a few things that were on a typical day, but just to go through what a typical day was, you could probably have an idea taking down decorations. But we would go to the shop, and we would actually take company vehicles to the various houses and locations, and then we would take down the decorations. Everything would go into the vehicles, and then by the time we decided to call it a day, we'd drive back to the shop, unload everything, and then get up and do it again the next day.
Yep. As far as benefits go, the pay started at $11, and then we were responsible for payment of our site, of our campground. We pretty much all of the work campers stayed at Lazy Acres RV Park, which is only a mile and a half away from the shop. And so yeah, we paid for the site, and then we paid for electricity at the end of the month. Going back to payment, the owner does, there are opportunities for you to get increases in your pay based on your work habits and just being
A good employee.
Yeah, a good employee. And then bonuses are also available as well. So we're planning on coming back next year to do installs, so we'll get a bonus each for coming back. And then if you stay the entire period from install to take down at the very end, there's a bonus that's rewarded as well. So there's opportunities to get raises and bonuses along the way.
As far as doing the takedown, there was a whole lot we liked about this work camping job and not a whole lot that we didn't like. I'm probably speaking for both of us when I say that it's kind of neat to go to a location and we got to explore the area. Basically, we were in a different place and had a different view every day. And a lot of these houses are rather large houses on top of hills with big views. From my perspective, I got on a lot of roofs. So not only were we on top of the hill with a great view, I was on top of the roof with an even better view. So that was enjoyable to work in that.
And of course, as always, with all of our work camping jobs, we meet people from all over the nation, from all over the world, and it's fun to share our stories about our adventures and learn things along the way too. So definitely a friendship experience and a learning experience. Things or suggestions that we have for you if you're interested in this particular portion of the job, which is the takedown. That's the only part that we did. So one thing, you're working outside because you're taking these decorations outside of these residential homes and businesses. So during this time of the year, the weather kind of fluctuates a little. You may have some days where it's, I don't know, 50 to 60 degrees and the sun's shining. And then you have days that are below freezing. So be aware of that. Be prepared to dress in layers. They provided hand and toe warmers at the job, but I found that wearing mittens was better than just wearing gloves, and I get colder than Levi does, so dress in layers, dress accordingly, and then the best thing you can do is just shed the layers as you go throughout the day.
Bathrooms. Make sure, because you're at somebody's house, you can't just like knock on the door and use their bathroom. So if you're going to do something like this, make sure you use every bathroom opportunity that you get, even if you don't really have to go.
And then another thing also was, so Levi mentioned that as part of the day, you're meeting at the shop and then you take off into company vehicles to these different sites. So you're going to be in vehicles throughout the day, traveling from one spot to the next. Now, the roads out here to some of these businesses or homes are windy, and if you're like me and you get car sick, keep a note of that. Make it a point to ask if you can sit in the front or by a window or take Dramamine, and keep in mind if height is an issue with you. I mean, you're expected to climb ladders at least to reach branches on trees or just high locations. So if height is an issue, then just keep that in mind.
Yeah. And one thing I found that you do get, if you end up doing roofs, you do get paid a little extra. However, growing up, the roofs I grew up with are kind of like that, whereas I found that all around this area, most of the roofs are more like that. So what you may have, or like I had in my mind before getting here, how easy a roof is going to be. It is a little bit more difficult. They do provide shoes that grip roofs and things like that, but it is certainly not something that's a cakewalk.
Right. So we just talked about takedown. Installation or installment is another complete beast, is what we've been told. And the hours are much longer. So yes, there is plenty of opportunity for overtime, and I believe it's time and a half. Having said that, because you're doing overtime, you're trying to meet the demands of the customers, and every year we've heard that this particular franchise in Knoxville is growing each year, which is great, but if you don't have enough employees for it, then it's going to cause a lot more stress, a lot more demand on the employees. So keep in mind that install is going to be faster paced, always keeping safety in mind, meeting the demands as much as you can of the customers, and longer hours. And yeah, it's going to be stressful because things need to be met at a particular deadline.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be experiencing next year.
What did we do to ourselves?
Yeah. Every year, setup starts a little bit earlier from what we've been told. And this coming year, the owner is wanting to start at the beginning of October. If this is a work camping job that you are interested in, we will include the information for Christmas Decor in Knoxville in the description box below the video, and also in our article accompanying the video. And yeah, just make sure to mention that Levi and Natalie gave you a little heads up on this work camping job.
And other than that, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Check out henleyshappytrails.com, our website.
Yep, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and I think we're on Twitter.
We are, I think. You could probably get a hold of us quicker on Facebook or Instagram.
Yes. Well, guys, hope this helped out. Leave your comments below. We always appreciate them. And that's it for now. Happy trails.
Happy trails.